What's up, everybody? My name is Justin, and welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Tears. And on today's video, on today's review, we're doing the Maker's Mark French Oaked number 46 Cask Strength. Okay, so recently picked this one up at Spirits and Wine of Calvert. So if you guys haven't checked the hunting video I did there out, where I got the Blanton's and the Bookers behind me, both of which I still need to do reviews on. But I picked up this Maker's Mark number 46 French Oaked Cask Strength. It's coming in at 110.1 proof. It's the new one. It's got the new label on there. I think the new label looks pretty good. It's obviously still got the dip and everything like that going on. Going into this, to be fair, I've never been a huge Maker's Mark fan. Had some ones I didn't like in the past. I had a bad experience with one of their cigars once, but I'm going to give the French Oaked a chance. Overall, I think the bottle obviously looks pretty cool. It's pretty iconic, so let's see what it says here about the French Oaked. It says, this rare expression is uncut, bottled at cask strength to deliver layers of caramel, almond, fig, and chocolate that reach the palate in waves. Not your typical barrel proof, it offers a standout flavor and smoothness, the result of a singular French oak finishing. So it is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, barrel finished with 10 virgin French oak staves. So they took 10 virgin French oak staves, shoved it in the barrel with all the whiskey, and this is what we got. It's kind of, one of the all the rage fad things that people are doing these days. So let's go ahead and open this sucker up and get into the review today. It's been a while since I opened up a Maker's Mark, so we're going to give this one a try, see if maybe Makers can bring me back into the fold with this cask strength French Oaked number 46. Go ahead and do the bottle pop. Ooh. Oh, it's a plastic cap. Didn't even realize that. For some reason, I was thinking it was a cork. It's a plastic cap under that dip, so it already brings me down a little bit on this one, but let's get the nosing straight out of the bottle. Okay, it smells pretty good. I can definitely smell chocolate, like a nice milk chocolate, maybe like a milk chocolate covered cherry, like the candies that you get in like the Valentine's Day gift baskets. A little bit of brown sugar and caramel in there. Maybe the most chocolatey one that I've smelled, though. Maybe even a nice milk chocolate on there. So it smells pretty good. Let's pour it into the glass, get the nosing and the tasting coming straight out of there. It smells better than I thought it would, honestly, now that I know that it's a twist cap on there. Not even quite sure how I got it off there, because I didn't really twist it. I just kind of pulled it. So, all right, interesting. All right, so cask strength coming in at 110.1 proof. Honestly, that's a little bit low for a cask strength as far as I would think about it, but it is what it is. So there's actually another little blurb here on the side I'll read real quick. My distillery team swore up and down I had to try Maker's 46 at cask strength. It took some convincing because 94 proof is my sweet spot, boo. It's where the French oak finishing comes through with layers of caramel, vanilla, and baking spice, but the intensified experience delivered at barrel proof opened up a deeper and darker notes of chocolate and almond with more complex finish. Well, they convinced me, and I think you will be convinced this is a different kind of cask strength and a different side of 46. Bill Samuels, son of the founders. So we'll see. It definitely has that chocolate note coming out of the bottle. Let's see if we get it the same thing coming out of the glass. Yeah, definitely still there with that milk chocolate. And a lot of times I get like a dark chocolate, but this one's definitely milk chocolate. Milk chocolate covered cherries. There's something on the background too. I'm trying to pick out what it is. Haven't quite figured it out yet. Maybe those baking spices are there. There's almost like some kind of green stalk. I'm trying to think of what it might be, but there's some kind of like, if when you're like out in the woods and there's like the green viney things, but when you like open them up, I don't know what they're called. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know I'm sorry. This one's throwing me off of what the greenness is behind it. But it's like a green stalkiness behind it a little bit. It's not bad. It smells good, but definitely the chocolate. Definitely the chocolate covered cherry candies. Definitely a little bit of caramel, vanilla, baking spices in there, and then kind of like a green stalkiness in the background. So, hey, it smells pretty good. I can't complain about it at all. A bit of oakiness, but it's like it's like you can tell wood was around it, but it was like hanging out in the background somewhere, not really participating in the party. That's kind of what the wood is on this one. All right, I think we've talked about it enough so far. Let's go ahead and try it. Cheers, everybody. Not what I was really expecting there on the first sip on the palate. Not really what I was expecting. Here's the thing. I wish it tasted right now like it smelled, because it actually smelled really, really good here on the French Oaked Cask Strength number 46. It actually smells really, really nice. I'm getting a lot of bitteriness in there. I don't know if this is because there's those virgin French oak staves in there, so they, from what I can tell, they didn't do a lot to them, and it's just maybe taking that raw, woody bitterness out of it, but I don't get really any of the chocolate that's on the nose. Maybe just a hint of it in there, but it's almost like a bitter chocolate because of that bitteriness coming from the wood notes. Don't get a ton of the baking spices. If anything, there's like a caramel vanilla with some kind of like dry spice in the background behind it. But really what I'm getting up front mostly, and then finishing with, is kind of like a bittery wood. Makers, makers, makers. I was hoping you were going to bring me back into being a big fan of you. Like I said, to be fair, I've never been a big Maker's Mark guy. Never been a huge fan of anything that I've had from them. Okay. I held it in a little bit longer that time. Didn't hit me as much of the bitteriness. Maybe I'm getting used to it more. This is the only whiskey that I've had today, and it's going to be the only whiskey I've had today, but yeah, it's just kind of disappointing for me. It's falling a little bit flat. The nose, really nice. The bottle, really nice. The concept, I think, is decent, but it's just not hitting on the flavors, on the palate for me. It's missing it. If it had the flavors that I'm getting on the nose, I think it would be really, really good, but they're just lacking, and it's got a good amount of bitteriness in it for me, at least. Yeah, just a bitter wood on there, and then some sweetness in the background, some spices, but it just leaves me with that bitterness. All right, I don't want to tear it down too much. Maybe this is your jam. Maybe you're a huge Maker's Mark fan, but this one for me is it's not my favorite. So we're going to go ahead and rank it on the tier system here, see where it turns out today. It just, for me, I don't think it's something that I would enjoy just drinking by itself, really. So just because it's got so much of that bitteriness in there, maybe you can bring it out in some kind of cocktail or something to make it round out more, smooth out more. But it's not my jam. So I'm sorry, Maker's Mark French Oaked Cask Strength number 46. I was wanting to like you. I really was. I've been trying to find something from Maker's Mark that I really enjoyed. Haven't found one yet. Haven't had any of the super premium stuff, but haven't really found anything from Maker's Mark that I've enjoyed yet, and unfortunately, this one's going to stay in that category. So on the tier system today, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on it, but I think it's going to go down on the D tier for me. So really disappointed in this one. The nose is really, really good. The nose, I would say A tier. Really nice chocolates on there, chocolate covered cherries, all that, but it just doesn't come through on the taste. So for me, the Maker's Mark, it's going down on the D tier. Maybe I'll try it again after it's opened up a little bit. You saw I opened it up fresh today, so maybe that has something to do with it if you believe in that kind of thing. Maybe I'll do a check-in in a few weeks on this, see if anything's changed for me. But for today, for the Maker's Cask Strength number 46 French Oak, it's going on the D tier. So have you guys had this? What do you think about it? Am I being too harsh? Is it on the right tier? Do you like it maybe? Maybe it's your type of thing. Maybe you're a Maker's person. I don't know. But for me, that's where it's at. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. We got a whole bunch more bottles coming up on the channel. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you can see those coming up in the future. And I'll see you for your next drink.